And welcome everybody here to the Merc Academy IBSG League here. We've got a great game here between Little Fellas, Amethyst, as I just found out in chat earlier today that it was Little Fellas, but Amethyst and Touching Grass here. I may be a little biased towards Touching Grass, but I've got my co-commentator here, Fel, here to keep me in check.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for having me. Excited to see this series unfold, and yeah, looking forward to watching you eat some grass on stream, as I've heard.
No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Totally not. 2-0, Touching Grass, no questions asked. All good here. Going straight into the draft. You can see Amethyst there on your blue side, Touching Grass on the red side there. Mundo, Jinx, and Oriana and Zach gone from the table. Fel, has there been any like big changes, maybe in patch notes and drafts, or anything that you notice from these players kind of coming into the series that you think is going to be big priorities, or are they just kind of getting eaten up by bans?
Well, talking with you earlier and listening to the stream earlier today when you guys were showcasing this, I'd like to see the Nocturne that you speak so highly of over the jungle of Touching Grass. And then outside of that, I think that the mid lane being probably the most even of the two matchups, especially going by rank and everything. Biggest thing I want to look for is depending on how the first game goes, how do they react, the losing team? How do they react? How do they stop it from happening again and everything? So that's what I'm most excited for, just to kind of see this. And it's my first IBSG style league, so interesting to see how they play as opposed to other competitive leagues.
I'm excited to see that here, and excited with this draft underway. Amethyst opting into Trundle early on, seems to be expecting some sort of tanky champion, and Touching Grass does respond with the Maokai in jungle, but he doesn't get tanky as fast as some of your other more traditional jungle tanks in Senna. The ever-present professional AD carry, but something that is very polarizing down here in the lower ELO leagues, but I think she's got a great spot here.
She is, as long as you can keep her from falling behind, and that's not just in lane, but that's with the rest of the team. If she's down there trying to farm and get her stacks and everything, you got the rest of your team is just falling apart. She's not gonna be able to do anything. We see that a lot with Senna, where she just can't catch up and can't do whatever. But if she either stays ahead or stays even, and the rest of your team doesn't give it away, it's a very, very solid pick. A lot of range, slow, CC, shields, everything. So I think it's a good pick. It's one of my favorite champs, but we'll see how Hamilcar uses it.
To see that their final bans looks like Amethyst targeting towards the mid laner, making sure Beeson's uncomfortable and unable to have free push and roam, at least with the Victor and the Galio gone, but there's still a lot of champions there left over. Touching grass, they're opting into Rakan and Nautilus. They don't want to give Draven any sort of comfort, and I do like that Draven pickup into Senna. It's just the very bare bones answer of, I'm just going to fight you every chance I get, and if you are the Senna and you can keep that Draven off of you, and there's a good champion that can do that, she can stack up so freely, and Emilio, as I mentioned, really good at making sure people can get away with the kickball.
Yeah, and depending on whether they pick a melee support or not, if it's dual range down on the bot, which Thresh is a little rangy, but able to catch, if they catch a Thresh hook, that could be really bad for both of them. So I guess we'll see. I like the aggressive nature of the Draven Thresh. As we see the Talia coming in, it's looking like they're gonna want to fight a lot. And the Kennen into the Scion, for me, I like the Scion after level 6, once he gets an item or two and can survive a little bit of the poke, but early on that's going to be a nuisance. We'll see if the Maokai can come up there and try to keep Scion ahead, and if he gets ahead or if he gets to a point where he's a raid boss, this is going to be a really tall order for looking for Amethyst, or LF Amethyst to do this.
And it's not Trundle does have a good response into Scion, just because you can always press the ultimate and cut down all of his resistances. But if you're Trundle answering a split push Scion, it means you need some sort of other help to stop him, and that means Scion's already doing his job. So I really do like the pickup, and Touching Grass has that Maokai as just phenomenal side lane engage fight with the ultimate Nature's Grasp, I believe. I confuse the W and the alt names all the time. But I do also like what Amethyst has here. They have really good skirmish. Virtually any sort of 2v2 and 3v3 combination that they can come up with, I do like what they've got there. But in the all-around team fight, they are really relying on big pop-off moments. They're relying on the Kennen flank to not get marked. They're relying on the Talia to find like a good two-person shove onto like Senna and Ahri, or just catching out Maokai before any button gets out. And I could see that becoming an issue come your hyper late fights where you're having to split your focus between a split pushing Scion and the rest of the ball of Touching Grass.
Yeah, and that's kind of what this is, the tale of two different teams. One, the split pushing Scion is going to be the tale of Touching Grass, while the rest of the four of them, they have really good disengage, the Emilio, the Maokai ult, everything to sort of stem the skirmishing from LFA, while LFA just wants the team fight. They want to take objectives, they want to show up around, and they want to force the Scion to not be able to split push and do what he loves to do.
100%. And we got a couple extra seconds here just before this game loads in. So Fel, I talked about on the podcast earlier that I was so confident in Touching Grass winning that if they did not 2-0 this series, I was going to eat grass. And I still stand by that. I like what I see here from their draft. So you're the big great decider. You see these two drafts. Who do you got here before we load into this game?
Pre 30 minutes LFA. Anything past 30 minutes, I think that Touching Grass, like, there's almost no way for them to lose this unless they just walk blindly into Fog of War and stuff. So I'm going to go with LFA just because I think that they're going to be aggressive enough to just sort of close the game early on. Maokai into a Trundle, like if he W's in, he's probably just dead. So I'm going to say LFA for game one. Sorry, buddy.
All good. We like a split desk here. It keeps things interesting. It keeps me honest too, so I'm not, just running the biased Touching Grass Glaze session that may or may not have happened earlier. But it's okay. I'm confident in my boys. I like what I see. I like silent engage, and I think games just can reliably get to 30 minutes so often here. There's so much of a fire. There's a pause. Awesome. So we've got a pause right away, so we got a couple extra seconds here to kill, which means I get to rant a little bit. But I do like playing comps that have these kind of time limits. I think it's really fun. It's really interesting to do, especially like on your opener and scrims or flex. But when you're doing this on stage, it's such a big weight on your shoulders. You're staring at that Senna stack counter every time she's coming back on resets, like, okay, it's 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, and all of a sudden it's like this big issue. And you just watch that timer count up more and more and more, and you're getting dissuaded from fighting at the same time as you actually need to do it. It can be really hard, but it's also a great great morale boost if you're looking like, hey, it's 25 minutes in the game instead of stuck at 40 seconds. Like, ah,
Yeah.
you suck, man. So, it's like it's two sides of the coin there. But a big bet here. What's up? Prod's got something for us. Sorry, need to focus. Perfect. That's great to hear. Phenomenal news from the pause. It's ready to go, everyone. So we're going to hand it quickly into this game. Game one here. Amethyst on the blue side, touching grass on the red side. The desk is split here. We've got a great game one here coming to you real quick.
All right, getting into it. Let's go. Doesn't look like there's going to be any real invades or anything coming in here, but does look like a double 5 point. Probably going to try to just get some wards down on the Raptors. Seems customary for most of these games.
So. Yeah, it's very important. Something that I did notice when I was doing some scouting for touching for grass and against Amethyst, and I was watching Bigsby especially, a lot in their recent games, they were struggling to get to that kind of magic 330 full clear number. They were having to skip buffs, skip Krugs often to do that, and they're being late. They're going to try and go for a little bit of engage there. Beeson's going to be found in the banana brush, but no way to really chase them down. And just going to be running out of their unreportable bleed. Still up in top lane, 1 minute left. It's going to get a little short.
Yeah, he's going to be a little late to lane here too, so we'll see if Talia can take advantage of that. One thing I do at least know is that Beeson on this Ahri can be a game breaker. So to give him one of these comfort picks, I know he's got too many for them to really worry about, but it'll be interesting to see if he can make up for this lost time, as he's going to lose at least the first 3 minions, I think.
Yeah, it's just a rough case, but it's something you do have to kind of look for. You have to find some sort of advantage. You can see there, though, importantly, Amethyst found their own Raptor ward, so they're going to have exact vision. They've got it on the red buff, too, there on Maokai, so Maokai is completely read like a book for this first clear, at least, and that's going to be a pretty big deficit to overcome here if you're touching grass, but other than that, it's just back to farming, and Lucifer is starting to build up a little bit of push, which you don't expect in a range versus melee.
No, and it also looks like there's a bit of a minor invade over from the Trundle onto the Maokai. We'll see if that equates to anything. Is Sion doing what Sion does best and just taking all the damage? He is really hitting it.
A lot more than a little.
And the Ignite.
Oh, not enough with the Q. Greeting a little bit for the extra damage, but you can see that Spellbook Sion, and he went Ignite as one of his primary summoner spells rather than as a secondary, so gives them more kill advantage, but you do lack having Flash at some key moments, maybe to get away from ganks, or you might lack TP if you swap it away. So eyes on seeing if Lucifer can properly use that, but importantly, Trundle was able to steal away those Raptors from unreportable, so great invade there from Amethyst. They're going to be able to get on the board quickly and just get moving and get scaling. And Parade not warding. Interesting. They're just standing in front of the tower there.
Yeah, and this is something here, at least on the side, like that's ballsy, having no flash, and like Trundle knowing where the Maokai is. They could have been an easy gank, but decided not to take it. But one of the most frustrating things is playing on a cannon and having to farm under your turret before you have at least like one item, as we see Beeson almost getting caught. But yeah, it's hard to last hit, so we're gonna see a huge CS advantage if he doesn't remedy this push from the Sion soon, where Sion's just going to keep pushing in and then just keep that pressure up the entire game.
Yeah, and that's one of the many timers that we mentioned that Touching Grass has. They have the Sion as well as the Senna, and he doesn't even care if he takes any damage at this point because he's already done his job. He's lived through level 3, which is this point in time where Sion is about as tanky as everybody else, but he also has a lot of damage.
You see Maokai coming down, but he is going to be spotted on a ward as he back up here.
Doesn't end up going for it. The root's going to get dodged. It's ready for the counter. It's not read by Touching Grass, and Hamilcar has no mana, so they should just walk away from this play. I hope they walk away from this play and just recognize that they have no mana and can't afford it. No charm from Beeson. Beeson's actually down a level, but has on a Zeus on a better side of the map. They're playing beautifully around this minion to make sure there's no charm opportunity, but he's losing a lot of HP. He's going to get knocked away by the shove. Beeson taking a little extra damage. Charm finally going to come out. Looking for the last Q. Isn't going to be enough to kill. Maybe one more auto to be found, but not enough. Good fight from Beeson, but well played by Son of Zeus there to play around that minion, make sure they're not charmed.
Yeah, no, that was like almost perfect. You're caught on the wrong side, but as long as you're not getting hit by that charm and not leaving yourself open, did a really really good job of just buying time for that entire minion wave to show up and give himself some safety. This is two
Gives himself.
times now we're seeing this Trundle going in here stealing these camps. He's gonna
No,
be
this is
really far ahead.
yeah, this is phenomenal. This is something you still like see pro teams struggle to do, which is grabbing that second Raptor camp from the enemy jungle. He grabbed both, so he's got a pretty large advantage. Yes, you see only one camp, but he's got that respawn timer for the Maokai camp, and they've got it warded again. So it's gonna be up there. Good hook look, but not found there. Hamilcar still low on mana, hasn't been able to find a reset yet. But Maokai is
Give it a
walking
chance
around
now.
top lane, but I don't think they're gonna be able to catch him out on the reset quite yet, and that's just going to be a free back from Kennen. So Kennen stays safe after getting quite low in the top lane there, but lost flash. So a good timer there for touching grass to abuse. Otherwise, first dragon up, and eyes should be on that.
Yeah, they should start going around. The problem is that, as you said, Hamilcar low on mana. They're not able to push this wave out as quickly as they want. So the agency is going to be on LFA to get there early and get some vision set up, and then just kind of like take it as they want. The Trundle's going to be a lot stronger to burn it down quickly, and as long as they can keep the waves pushed, this should be, I would think, a dragon for LFA.
Yeah, they should have the ability to prioritize that. Beeson's taking a little bit of poking. You see Thresh is in there looking for the roam, but not quite, getting sniffed out just barely in time there by Beeson. But that means that all priorities on the dragon, like you mentioned, and no time to look for the trade into the topside objectives, such as more farming, more gathering. But Unreportable is standing around there in the banana brush,
I
gonna
mean,
get
we see a
just
little bit of a
barely
fight.
wide
Thresh
on the
missed.
hook.
Yeah, but it does look
And
like
there,
they're going to
Unreportable.
try to fight for this. As Melio and Ari are going to be showing up, but the ADCs both on bot. Draven obviously pushing out. Is gonna be
Lucifer's low. They're still slicing Maelstrom. It's going to be pumping a lot of damage there to Lucifer.
no
One more
flash through.
shot is needed. They found Dragon on bot side. In the meantime, all Ducks now has to run away from the zombie. Found the first blood, though, beautifully. And Lucifer's just kited out, punished with no magic resistance in his inventory. In a beautiful fight there from Ducks.
Yeah, that was really well done, and also the Scion. Most of the time, the strats when Scion messes up, you're going to see him just push the wave out. And now he's going to lose a bunch of CS because he decided to try to chase after a Kennen who's just too fast for you. You know, you get the empowered movement speed, but it's not enough. So maybe next time, if he ends up dying, he'll know to push out for the wave and just try to get as much as he can out of it.
Closer to Hamilcar and Rubik's. Gotta keep your eyes on that. But they're playing around the minions. They're playing on the edge that they need to, but they're starting to go down a little bit of farm here into the Draven. It's expected in a flash forward from Parade, but no hook up yet. It's just the raw flash to get rid of it.
Yeah.
He's got the Hex Flash. Another hook gonna go wide there. I like these looks though from Parade. They're keeping active and keeping up, but now I need to see them look for the next step. They need to start looking for these wards to invade. They've got one in their inventory, and you can see there it's not getting used, which means there's this timer now where Maokai is technically unknown.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he's slowly farming up, getting the level 6, and we're gonna see him try to go on to Kennen here. We get a little 2v1. If Kennen gets caught here, this could be really disastrous for them. But we do see the teleport coming from Thresh. They're a very objective heavy, which I love. From LFA, they're just dragon, grubs, and now just moving on to that. Yeah.
And it's a good way to use Thresh TP. You can use it either to go to the grubs or come from the grubs back to bot lane. That's usually what you're looking for your first TP timer there as the support spellbook, which I do like a lot there, as the fight's going to keep going for a little longer than Lucifer maybe expected. The Lantern is there, and that's just slicing Maelstrom. Lucifer's just going to die dry with the zombie form and not able to find anything. Lucifer just pushing too far.
And still doesn't take out the minion, so... yeah, this is a really, really strong showing from all Ducks on me on this first game. Just being able to, knowing that they took the Scion and what he can do to beat it, and this should be another plate or at least a free back as Maokai shows up a little early.
Yeah, just the free reset. So not the end of the world here if you're Scion, but 2 kills to Kennen. If you're a team like Touching Grass, yeah, Scion's okay with Kennen getting fed. He doesn't really care. Maokai doesn't really care either, but your squishies, yeah, they're gonna feel that
care.
slicing Maelstrom. a lot. So definitely don't want to let that go in a little longer than they need to. And Beeson's trading back well in mid lane, but Son of Zeus getting close.
Yeah,
Oh, the
and
shove is found. Charm not there just in time. I was expecting maybe Bixby to be look for a little more. Beeson has to use the ultimate,
ooh, the
and he
flash.
can't get it. Beautifully done there from Son of Zeus, flashing with the last rock there. Takes down Beeson, getting a little too overconfident in the mid lane, costing the team dearly.
Yeah, that was just a bad misplay by Beeson. He knew he was too low. Thought maybe he could get away, but the flash from Talia there, Son of Zeus, perfectly timed as Beeson trying to get away just can't. This is just going all the way that LFA wants it to early on in this game.
So we take a little look at the gold graph there. You can see those 2 kills for Ducks being the major advantage there. Almost 600 gold even in the advantage for Ducks on this cannon. But really the big kind of ticking time bomb right now, at least in the early game, is that Draven. They're even in gold, but 195 stacks of adoration. That means that's a 200 damage execute on the ultimate from Draven, as well as a ton of gold going to Draven themselves when they find it. Unreportable, not able to find a charm,
Ooh,
is going
does
to
get the
land on the
charm.
Sun, but there's no follow-up from Maokai, so just chip damage. But 50 seconds before this dragon, Touching Grass has some good vision in the river.
Yeah, it almost looked like a little bit of miscommunication there on the side of touching grass, where B hits the charm, but there's no follow up from the Maokai, and that's that's where you want it. Is once he hits, you go. But unwilling to pull the trigger there, um, especially with no flash on Talia. So interesting. And then we see Trundle hovering over on the mid lane. Um,
There's a lot of
just
damage on the Ducks. He's going to take a
oh
tower shot.
yeah.
He needs one more auto to die, and Lucifer can't find it, slicing Maelstrom just to get away, but Ducks still comfortable in this spot. They've got a lot of damage. They've got the regen from Ocean Soul too, so they can stay around to finish off this push.
Yeah, and it looks like he's gonna try it.
No,
I don't
one more.
know.
What are you doing, Ducks? He fought for it.
Oh
Lucifer can't find
no,
it. He can't get to Zombie. He has to try and use it, but he can't get close. Hextech Rocket Belt. More than enough. Lucifer, one more time, falls to Ducks.
Yeah, it's man, it's so close every single time that they've 1v1, and just yeah, Kennen playing this really really well, timing his stuns perfectly with the Q from Sion, and just outplaying the Sion really hard. LFA once again getting another objective. This is 3 uncontested completely objectives on the side of LFA, and this game is going exactly how they want.
It's going exactly like that. It's going exactly like how you mentioned in draft, where it's just LFA running around the map. Mostly they're just winning their lanes, but they're still getting all of the objectives. They're 3 for 3 on early game objectives. They finished up feats because they grabbed Feat of Warfare as well as Feat of Monster Killing. That's the boring ones that they use to call early game objectives. I think there's cooler stuff they could have picked, but whatever. And now Ducks is able to get punished. Doesn't have flash. Knockup's going to be found. That's Nature's Grasp from Unreportable B. Knocked up, root, and locked down, but there's not a lot of damage onto Ken, and he still has Slicing Maelstrom too to get some help to peel, but one more shot, and it's found. Shut down. Picked up by Unreportable. And Beeson was on the move there from mid lane, but that gives Talia free access on this tower.
It does, but that's needed. It's a shutdown, and it's on the Maokai. He'll be able to finish his Leandries, which, jungle Maokais, they kind of have to go Leandries. It really does stymie their ability to be super tanks early on, but he will get a lot of damage out, and that is huge that he gets that instead of the Sion. Sion doesn't really care. He'll be fine pushing. But to get that onto the Maokai, that was very well done. Good timing on the gank from Unreportable Lee.
Oh, Milokar and Rubik's have caught out Parade in a weird spot. Beeson's been moving top lane, though. There's a TP up to top lane from the Weaver's Wall. And here it is, Ducks trying to find Lucifer. The shove is going to be more than enough. Can Sion live long enough? And the Dawning Shadow keeps him alive for just 1 extra second. Bixby found Lucifer. Unreportable B, the next target, the ire of Ducks.
Ion
And Lucifer picked off Bixby with the zombie, but it's more than enough. The kickball keeps Ducks locked down. Good hook was found onto B-Sin, but the Spirit Rush keeps him going. And Touching Grass are showing what's up here in the jungle.
Yeah, and Thresh almost saves there with the swap over to the heal, but All Ducks on Me just couldn't get to that lantern. If he does, then that play actually is really, really good for LFA. They do get the kills on the side of TG, but they lose the bot turret. The map is opened up. We're going to see Talia more than likely going over to the bot side, while Hamilcar is going to be staying mid here. So good play for them. Good getting some gold back and putting some points on the board. But now they need to start transitioning this after getting a couple kills into Ari. Need to start transitioning this into some solid team fights and getting some objectives.
And a big thing too is Scion picked up a kill and some extra gold too, so he's gonna have that Hall of Radiance to help the wave clear, which should just reduce the amount of interactions they've been having with Ducks. You can see even picked up the cleanse on Scion just to make sure. It's more of just I need to pick up a summoner spell for the cycling of them, more than it actually being useful against Kennen because the stun timers are so short. But regardless, not the end of the world. Bigsby is going to finish up the Herald. It's been spotted, it's been sniffed out by touching grass, but they're just not in a good spot to deal with it at all. And Weaver as well is coming off cooldown. Talia, you can see them moving up in the mid lane. Eyes are on this dragon immediately after Herald. I like what they're doing, but I think Bigsby has that Herald eye, so there's gonna be a while before this happens.
Yeah, drop this mid, get the turret, do some
Great.
stuff here, and then here comes
Flash to look for it. Nature's Grasp just defensive. It's onto Parade. The shove kept unreportable. B stuck there. Parade, one more shot is needed, but he just is out of range enough. Beeson TP's into mid lane. Ari is here, has Spirit Rush, doesn't have TP, has Flash too. Maybe looking for a charm, could be fishing. But I think they're just going to use it as defense. The charm is out, the play is done. Decent defense there from Touching Grass.
Yeah, just late. Was good defense, and Thresh almost oversteps. Thank God he had the Talia there to sort of keep him safe, and after his ult goes up, very well played. I think from both sides to just not give up anything too important there.
Yeah, it's good to not give up a whole lot there. And importantly, Thresh flashed. A big cooldown on Thresh just because of Flay. You really like having Flash Flay as just like the last option for engage. Maybe I can't really land hook or I can't land on a good target. Just Flash Flay box and figure it out later as an engage option. You can kind of keep people corralled around for Talia shove. But regardless, it's not the end of the world. They've still got Hex Flash. They've got heal coming up in a second. Draven's still got cleanse, and that's really good to deal with, especially when you got Charm and Roots coming at you.
Yeah, it is. And as we see now, Sion's starting to get to that point that we were talking about earlier, where all the damage isn't going to mean anything because Kennen has to back after basically harassing Sion for 3 minutes straight and has less health than him. So I like the fact that TG is now starting to get to the objective earlier. But we'll see. It looks like this is going to be contested. There is no teleport from the top, so Sion is walking down on his own. Ken's stuck up there, so this might be a 5v4.
They've got Sion with the smite too, and he's in a good spot here to look for the ultimate. Draven is a little singled off. They have vision on Beeson as well. Beeson can get away a lot easier. They found the kick onto Zealous, but no engage yet. Yes, Parade's just taking a lot of damage. Burns that heal. Son of Zeus, half HP on the Talia, is getting zoned away. Parade can't make it in. Bigsby can't make it in either with the Trundle. Has to try and force it using the ultimate. Knocked up by Nature's Grasp. Valor tries to steal it. Can't find it with the ultimate. Knocked up onto the Trundle. He's pretty tanky. Just not enough. He's going to fall. Beeson found the first kill, but it looks like Amethyst gets away with murder, and Ducks had to walk all the way down from top lane just for that.
Yeah, and like we said, he was late to the party, and this is where the vision game really wins it for you. You know, like sitting on top of the vision ward, and instead of trying to make sure no one was there, they walk right past it. Talia starts the fight with half health, has to go back, and then comes back in, takes a second charm. Wonderful play by B Sin there. Yeah,
Little Kennen damage is a little disgusting when you have no MR and you're squishy. And Dox is trying to look for the dive. Gonna flash forward. Forces it. Doesn't even force the response flash from Hamilcar. He's holding on to it. Ice in his veins takes down Dux with the help of Unreportable. Beautifully peeled. Oh, it's so tragic though for Dux.
Yeah, very well done by Hamilcar there, but also no ult on the Kennen. You can't flash in behind the turret like that without having vision of where Maokai is. So a little bit of a misplay, but I do like the aggressiveness. If he had ult, that's a dead Hamilcar, that's a dead Senna, and that's a free mid turret. But now, after that, just a little more in the cup of TG as we see B Sin is starting to come around for a flank in the mid lane.
It's
And it gets it.
Parade who's just way far forward, but they don't have the damage to quite kill him yet. I believe the kickball found him. It's lagging on my side. The axe is in the air. Zealous
Get him.
does just get one more auto, and this is a ticking time bomb. Can we check on Draven's stacks? Because I'm curious about how many he has. Because, Jesus, 300,
357.
that's still ult execute. That means you can't have 300 HP getting hit by Dravenel. That's ridiculous. That's so hard. That's so much pressure. That's so much that you have to deal with from this Draven, and it's kind of the benefit that they made to allow Draven to scale into these mid-game situations without the level 2 kill. But eyes are still on this tier 1 tower. It hasn't fell yet from either team here, and Hamilcar is trying to hold on to this wave, but it's Draven, it's Son of Zeus. They should be able to find this tower.
They will,
And
yeah.
20 minutes means Otacon is up, but it's top lane. That means you got to deal with the Scion on that side of the map.
Yeah, and Scion is becoming a wrecking crew now. He's got 1.5 items, but it's about to be his stacking on his W. He's going to be very healthy. He's going to be really, really hard to take down. And him inside of your team while they're trying to team fight this it's going to be a menace to deal with. As you see, Trundle is going to try to
Moving Draven here?
Yep.
He has to try and
They're
get out of
bringing
here.
everyone.
He's going to use that ultimate aggressively. He's trying to find Bigsby, which means Zealous has no fear, nowhere to go. He's going to be able to get this stack. It's delivered straight. Lucifer pushing too far, didn't respect it. Draven, one more auto needed to finish off the play. He's going to get knocked up for just one extra second. But that's 700 gold in the inventory. And Bigsby gets really low as well off the back of the zombie from Lucifer. Bigsby might have to look for the reset of the clear camps, but there's nowhere to punish. It's a good play there from Amethyst.
It was, and it took so long to develop. I'm surprised that we didn't see Touching Grass try to rotate a little bit quicker. We do see the resets coming from LFA, so there won't be an Otacon off of that. But to me, that should have been a, hey, we go Beeson pulling in a teleport, something to sort of collapse on that after Scion bought so much time, but unfortunately for nothing. You see Beeson tries to pull the trigger.
Dux doesn't realize that they're lethal. He's going to pull the trigger. Miss is the charm. So now it's Dux's turn to blow him up with a slicing maelstrom. It's a high-risk, high-reward situation for both of the solo laners.
Yeah, and Beeson just loses out because he misses the charm, and instead of ulting away and coming back, he just sort of sticks to it and pays the price for it. And it does look like this is going to be a free Otacon for the side of LFA, as Maokai has to just sort of back, and it looks like they're going to turn their attention over to the dragon now.
Set it up. You can see Rubix is positioning themselves in the middle to get some aggressive vision, as well as Hamilcar just picking up a little more farm in the mid lane, trying to rush for that second item. I don't think they quite have enough gold in their inventory for this Black Cleaver. And that means that, yeah, they don't have enough yet, and that means that you're going to be dealing with 2-item Draven, 2.5-item Draven, I believe, against a 1.5-item Senna. It's just so hard to deal with. I guess they got tier 2 boots. That's enough. So 2-item Draven, still hard to deal with, still a lot of AD, and each of those axes is going to do more than the last.
Right, and he's going to be really, really hard to kill with that Bloodthirster. So Hamilcar is going to have his work cut out for him. They're going to have to see what they can do to sort of stem his damage and keep him from being able to free fire. But if Draven does get the free fire, that is going to be a ton of damage to deal with. That as of right now, I don't think anybody on the team is tanky enough on the side of Touching Grass.
Ari's top lane and Touching Grass is kind of getting pinched and corralled into this drive rush. They don't have a good enough non-flank ward here, so that forces Beeson to TP.
As she comes in, yep.
Into the wave bot lane. The engage is going to come through. Nature's Grasp doesn't find quite enough, but the charm is on to Parade. He's quite low. Trundle finished it off. He got the dragon. Beeson picked off that first Parade kill. Dux has a beautiful slicing maelstrom, cuts down the front line of Touching Grass. Beeson has to flash away from the shove, and Hamilcar and Beeson, the carries from Touching Grass, just cannot do anything but watch their teammates fall. The pillars use. Beeson goes back in, still has Spirit Rush to get away. Needs to use one more to get away from Son of Zeus. It's Hamilcar, and Beeson finishes off the shutdown. Has been found with Son of Zeus. Dux is going to flash forward, finds Beeson with the explosion pop from the Otacon. It's more than enough. Amethyst off the back of a beautiful dragon finish off the play.
Yeah, and Hamilcar just gets just enough to get away from that wall. Otherwise, that would have been a clean ace. But a little overzealous from Son of Zeus, but I guess it doesn't really matter because you did end up getting the Beeson. There's nothing that they can do to stop this Draven from taking mid-turret. So that's a dragon, a mid-turret, and a 4-for-1. Huge play for LFA here.
play, and it's the lack of river vision there from touching grass that just makes it so they can't quite question. They've got great aggressive vision, but they couldn't hold the space, and that cost them a lot. They can blow up Parade all they want, but if Parade is eating tons of cooldowns, tons of damage, and spent and buying 10, 15 seconds of time in these fights, they're doing more than enough as their job as the sort of tank support. But
Yeah,
with Baron here spawning 20 seconds, any contest you think from these teams on spawn?
I think it's going to have to be a pick on the side of touching grass. They're going to have to do that, or just make a cross map play, get what you can, and then try to turtle away from the Baron. I mean, from the Baron empowered minions and everything, and just try to hold on, and then sort of just like reset the momentum. That is something that they can do if they apply it properly. But as of right now, this is probably gone. Lucifer is going to give his life for this.
He's
Yeah.
gonna get blocked up by the ultimate. Bad geometry, and he's just gone, overextended once again. You can get away with it on Scion, but 7 times might be a little too much, and that's a free pick here. And with Baron spawned,
comes the
that's the
Baron.
clearance. There's no front line for touching grass.
Yeah, and that's what I had said. Like, I wanted to see touching grass get the pick. Instead, LFA takes my advice. They get the pick onto the Scion over a turret that really didn't matter. And now we're gonna have to see if they can 4v4 this while Kennen, or 3v4, because Kennen's keeping
Bigsby's at
center.
half. Lots of damage on a Parade there. Gonna get cut down by the Dawning Shadow. Finish off by Beeson. Bigsby, 2,000 left on the Baron. It's a 50-50. One more for Maokai. He's gonna steal it. Touching grass. Found it. Ducks on the back line there. Trying to finish off Rubik's. Found Rubik's. Beeson uses the Spirit Rush to get away. Hamilcar was pushing mid lane. So it's a benefit for touching grass if they can get away. The wall has been used to cut off Ducks. Trying to chase down Beeson, but the W more than enough from Ducks. Gets 3 for nothing. They lost the Baron, but they've got free access to this base.
Yeah, that if he would have gotten away, that could have been so good. You have the great steal by the Maokai. You lose at the Dragon, but it wasn't sold. You get the Baron, you're all hyped up, and then now you lose it right away. But it does at least prolong the game a little bit for the side of LFA, to where they can, I mean, for touching grass, to where maybe they could do a little bit here. Yeah, a great steal by the Maokai, but unfortunately Beeson and Hamilcar not both able to get away and to keep the Baron for both of them. So now it's just going to be on the Senna, which you don't want Senna sitting next to the minions up against the Draven and Kennen and Aaliyah and Resh and everybody else that could just get on top of her.
It just buys a couple extra seconds here to use the static shiv, I guess, to push, and Hamilcar walked a little too far forward. Ducks couldn't quite find the advantage there, and oh, there's a fruit fly in my room. I love garbage. Anyway, speaking of garbage, we're in a little bit of garbage time right now. It's 1 minute before this dragon, and that's soul for Amethyst. So touching grass really has to contest this. 3,000 down. Most of that advantage there you can see is actually just in the 80 carry position.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if I was gonna say I don't even know if this is garbage time, because B-Sin shows topside, and there was Kennen and Draven and Thresh all sitting on the topside jungle. They could have gone on there, but they didn't end up pulling the trigger, so it goes back to it. And then now it's time for TG to try to get some sort of either vision on this dragon. It is going to be soul point for the Infernal Drake, which is huge when you have a Kennen and Talia and Draven. So they need to slow this down and keep LFA from getting this, at least for now. Otherwise, this could be game over for them.
You need to find some sort of pick, and if you're LFA, you got to find for some sort of flank ward here for Kennen. You can see, look how deep some of those wards there towards the mid lane. Kennen's got beautiful flank wards. Doesn't have the flash quite yet. Looks like they're just going to run straight at it. Son of Zeus is the pick, and Lucifer going to miss the ultimate lantern. Keeps Son of Zeus safe. That's 2 ultimates burned there from touching grass. They're missing 2 pretty important ults that they need for this fight, and eyes are really on the soul. That's 3 finished off. Spirit Rush is going to be gone from B-Sin, and the pick failed for nothing. Touching grass in a bad spot here. Bigsby going to be the start of the pick. Hook's going to be found. Unreportable. They're not quite tanky. Trying to be the front line that this team needs. Charm's going to be found on Bigsby. Parade quite low. Lucifer eating a lot of frontline damage still for a while. The Draven ult doesn't kill anyone, and that's the flash. The slicing Maelstrom into the back line of touching grass. It breaks hearts. It cuts them down. Rubik's the last one to fall. The Lucifer, the last one to die there. And it's just over. It's a clean 5 for nothing ace for Amethyst.
Yeah, and that was the once the Scion flashes away from the team, you know that this fight is doomed. A really good job of holding off on trying to finish the Drake on the side of LFA. Beautiful play by them, just very well coordinated. They get the Infernal Drake now, but I don't even think it's going to matter. I think this one's probably over. I don't know how they stopped this push, but very well done around that dragon, and then just leaving that opening where everybody's just crowded around for that Kennen to get in there with the Slicing Maelstrom. Just very unfortunate on the side of TG for this one. They had a good game plan, but just fell short, just letting that Kennen get so far ahead.
And got so fed 12 and 2, 12 and 3 is just a problem. It's impossible for yourself to deal with if you can't peel him, and you can't peel a flash as we saw in this game. You can see the damage chart too. You can't peel that either. 40k for the Kennen, all ducks on me, proving touching grass scaling wrong. And you can see that game timer too. We mentioned 30 minutes is about that magic number that touching grass is looking for, and 29:41, they couldn't quite make it.
Yeah, and even though he it took him a while, but that Draven finally cashing in on his stacks and then getting just so far ahead of the Senna, there's nothing you can do as a Senna once the Draven's fed like that. Um, Unfortunate for Hamilcar. They played it really, really well in the bot lane, but the rest of the team, as I was talking about pregame, fallen behind on every avenue possible, just allowed LFA to just sort of steamroll and Senna never really getting to where she wanted to be.
And not an ideal situation for touching grass. Not an ideal situation for me either. All good though. My prediction for touching grass to win still not dead yet. Last little fellas, Amethyst, my bad, is up 1-0 in the series. We're gonna head into a quick little break before we get into game 2 draft. We'll see you shortly.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Merc Academy IBSG Week 1 showdown between LFA and TG as we see Halfling eating his own words and the grass that he
In the
takes
grass.
home.
And there's some on the table.
Man of
if you
his
want me to get
word.
an extra bite.
Yeah.
There you go.
My name
extra
is
bite.
Spell. I'm along with the wonderful
Paul.
play-by-play of Halfling. As we get into Game 2,
Cool.
LFA up 1-0. TG opting to take the red side again as we get into this draft. Your full mouth thoughts there, Halfling.
Well, I gotta kind of hold it in my corner like I got a little bit of chewing tobacco in, so we'll get through with this regardless. I mean, it was just a rough game from Touching Grass. They really struggled to kind of find their footing into the game. They had a hyperscaling team, it's fine, but like at the same time, giving away literally everything besides one dragon you miraculously got just kind of sucks. So hopefully they're going to pick something maybe a little early game agency, maybe find a way to deal with the cannon. Looks like they did by just banning it. Otherwise, bans seem to stay the same.
Yeah, I think some tempo from the jungle change. The Maokai was fine, but instead of starting on his Raptors, he got them taken away by the Trundle. And then, as you noted, the second set of Raptors also taken away. It just seemed like LFA had a game plan, did what they wanted to do, as TG just sort of let it all happen here. As we see the Trundle coming out again for LFA, that was a very, very strong jungle pick. So looking to do it again. On the side of the bot lane, though, we see the Ashe and then the Maokai jungle as another answer. Does this change anything going from Senna to Ashe for you?
It gives you a little more agency, of course. You have a very easy way to win lane. Yanara, though, is the new champion on the block and is very, very strong. I think she's sitting somewhere around like a 55-56% win rate, genuine, in the last like couple days. You'll go over to OPGG or UGG and you'll see like, oh, it says 49.3 or whatever. But mind you, that started at like 36% not a week and a half ago, which means that is so much higher than it actually is. And this champion has so much damage. She has like 120, 130 damage autos at level 1 if she gets that Q stacked up. And that will happen, especially against a champion like Ashe. So very hard to deal with. Very, very... very interesting to see. I haven't quite seen her enough on cast. I've just seen them 1v9 in late game team fights, and it's disgusting. It's disgustingly broken. But I don't think the numbers are overtuned. I just think she's hard to deal with.
Yeah, and it's usually when they come out with new strong champions with mobility, a lot of empowerment to their auto attacks and stuff like that, especially for ADCs. As a C struggling over there, it is once people start to learn how to deal with it and what's good against it. We do see the Braum coming out to give Hamilcar a little bit of extra protection on this Ashe. As the Nautilus comes out to sort of help the Yanara get ahead. We did see the Thresh last time, did not do much as when it was in lane, but afterwards the Thresh was very, very good at taking the damage, setting up some CC, and then just overall like helping out the rest of the team. As we see the Cassante up top, he wants to stick with the tank, the potential split pusher, but this one's going to have a little bit more strength to deal with the top side of LFA.
Yeah, and it just gets empowered by brawling more. Now, of course, you have to deal with stuff like that. The Gnar coming through. Gnar just has the ability to never actually fight and interact with Cassante, and while that benefits both champions, Gnar's team fight, it sounds really weird, but Gnar's team fight is a lot more easier to make happen, especially when you've got Nautilus, you've got Trundle Pillar. There's so much traffic already in these team fights. You're going to forget about a little Gnar running up, getting that bar. It's going to be on, and all of a sudden it's red, and bam, he's on top of you, and he's doing the Mega Gnar. But Cassante has so much going on. You've got the all-out. Oh, I pushed it away from AD carry. And that can happen with both champions. But finished out in this draft, Talia and Mel, the mid laners, coming through here. Mel being a signature from B-Sin that I know and love seeing him on. But it's a poke style. It's controlling space. It's making sure that everything is correct before they go through. And if they go a little too early, it could spell danger.
Yeah, I don't know if I really love the Mel into this comp. I mean, obviously there will be some lockdown and stuff, so it'll be easy for him to land his abilities, but maybe something with a little more poke, like a Hui or something like that, whereas there's not a lot for her W to really stop here on the side of LFA. Like the Nautilus hook, it will still hook you in just halfway instead of the other way. It'll almost work like a Thresh hook instead of a Knot hook, but
I don't know. I guess we'll see. There is still the damage mitigation, and like you said, if they get funneled into like a small area, which is what happened to TG in the first game, if they can sort of force LFA into that, the Mel can be a really really strong pick. You hit 2 or 3 abilities on multiple champions. That's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. It's a ton of burst here. And we're going to be heading straight into this game much quicker here. You already know exactly which team I'm rooting for here. I ate my grass. I ate my words. But I'm so confident my boys here on Touching Grass. Val, we got a couple extra seconds here before anything crazy happens. So who do you think you got winning this game?
I actually really, really like the draft on TG this time. I think that LFA is sort of just going with what won them the first game. I think that TG actually has a better answer to this now. The Cassante is going to be able to fight the Gnar better than the Scion into Kennen, and Braum and Ashe together are so strong. Especially early on, you just land a Q and you sort of just win the engage. But as we see, the ward gets taken out already. So first blood sort of onto the side of LFA. But yeah, I like TG's draft a lot better. It's just going to come down to executing it if they can. Maokai did not learn his lesson.
Maokai did not learn his lesson, and they've got the double wards again on this red buff and the Raptor Pit, but you can see there, it seems like both teams understand that at least both the Raptor Pits are warded, so it's going to be interesting to see if we see Amethyst go for that same kind of invade again, and maybe Maokai adapting because he already adapted, started the Raptors, make sure they're gone, and still on the map though, so going to be interesting to see. Now, yes, Parade is the Ire. Ashe Braum, the double failure bot lane, has so much CC that you cannot deal with it too well, but that means Zealous Valor has some free autos, and it's stacked up. Cube gonna go low already. It's half for half on the supports.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see if Trundle heads over to the blue side after picking up his red and just taking Maokai's farm that way. Maokai with a little bit of a slower clear. They know he hasn't done his red yet, so we'll see as now level 2 on the bot lane. Oof.
It's going to get found. The dredge line more than enough. Hamilcar just barely makes it away in time, and that's the disadvantage when you're dealing with a champion like Yanara that has so much wave clear on that Q that you just lose the level 2 instantly and you get traded on. The dredge line was beautifully found there from Parade, and it's just going to be hard for them to deal with. And I think they found, just barely missed another hook there in the bot lane. Now Lucifer starting the fight here in top lane. Dux transformed into Mega, has the extra stats. Lucifer going to find the knockup, just using it to get away from the Gnar. Ding's level 3, has the stun, has everything they need. Going to jump forward, finds Lucifer. He's going to get stunned up. He's too low. You overextend again. Lucifer cut down Dux. Beautifully found the first blood back into top lane's hands.
Yeah, that man, he is just getting worked up there. It might have been good for Maokai to start bot and clear into top. He's got to give him some breathing room. If he doesn't, this Gnar is just going to walk all over this game, and it's going to be a repeat of the last one.
He's got to find a way to calm down, and that's not how you calm down. Hamilcar is going to have to flash out of the dredge line. Stun has been found on Parade. Just going to trade away, but Zealous has so much HP to work with, so much range on those autos. Rubix has no way to match it, and Lucifer back up here in the top lane has the cloth armor off the reset, but burned the early TP. Ducks can do whatever they want with this wave.
Yeah, and on the bot side, it almost seems like last game they were so worried about the thresh hooks, and now that he's on Braum and he's a little tanky, it seems like he's just taking these dredge lines for nothing, and it's really in the benefit for this Yunara on the side of LFA. They're just misplaying this as
B-Sins got Son of Zeus so close. That proc there you can see is the ultimate. And Duck's gonna transform, and Lucifer underestimates his damage. Trundle back in the mid lane. B-Sin couldn't flash away from Big Speed. Speed of Warfare claimed and finished up. Touching grass here. Getting absolutely mollywhopped back in the early game. Unreportables getting walked down by Bigsby. Gonna get slowed again, but Trundle one more chomp. Not quite. But Trundle just running the early game in the jungle again.
Yeah, LFA doing the same thing they did last time. More aggressive, winning the 1v1s, winning the 2v2. It's just Trundle showing up in the best places. Now we see Nautilus is getting his fight in there as well. They're just on the back foot this entire time. It's like game 1 all over again.
Yeah, it's back into game 1 once again, and this Trundle getting fed early is going to spell danger when you're the full tank comp as well. Yes, Maokai can build the double AP and kind of manage it, but You still got Braum. You still got Cassante and a good hook from Parade there, but it's hard to follow up on. The shield going to eat up a lot. Hamilcar takes the return in damage, so 80k for support. HP much better for Amethyst here, and it's just a bad situation.
It is, yeah, and like I said, they're just not respecting the hooks. They did such a good job in game 1 of respecting the hooks, and now they just don't. The only thing that they have now, though, is that Braum can actually take the damage from the Yunara for a little bit, but who knows how long that's going to take. He is so thankful that he did not land that hook there.
Yeah, a little thankful, and a little bit of luck on the side of Amethyst keeps them so far. And Ducks 2 levels up here on Cassante is not ideal and has got the ultimate too, and it's going to be hard for Lucifer to deal with this Gnar. Already fed, already strong, already got push.
They're already starting the dragon too.
Yeah, they're already going to start dragon. It's a disaster early game for touching grass.
Yeah, this is all going the way of LFA, the way that they want to, and yeah, I like. Unfortunately for Lucifer, is Cassante is not going to be able to do what Scion's able to do on this Cassante, where he's not going to be able to just be a menace if allowed to build, but they're not letting him build up anyways. Gnar just putting all this pressure onto this Cassante as the dragon's taken up by LFA, and I expect they're going to get the grubs as well.
Yeah, they're in position to. Lucifer stuck under the tower, getting max range queued by boomeranged by the Gnar, which is just gonna, it sucks to do. And Lucifer is now getting walked down by Ducks. You can't get out. It's gonna get slowed and is 1 HP under the tower. Now Son of Zeus trading with Beeson in the mid lane. Beeson is the light spot on this team. Maokai also decent in farm. Hamilcar still in a good spot as well in farm. Ducks has got Mega looking for the dive. His eyes are on. It's going to flash forward, find the shove in the wall. One more rock is more than enough, and on top of his head, he's been Guma stomped into the ground. And Ducks keeping up the effort from last game.
Yeah, and like you saw it, I saw it. I think everybody in chat saw it, that play was coming to fruition, and he just doesn't save his W for that, which is what he should have done. But misplay on this Cassante. He's probably more than tilted right now, and that's probably what's happening there. So Beeson might get a kill. Yeah, he does.
More than enough. Mel's one of those champions that surprises everyone when that ult's ready and prepped to go. And it surprised us too here in the desk, but Beeson found the first kill, puts Touching Grass on board. The Dredge line gonna go wide here in bot lane. But Parade can't get punished for it.
Yeah, and as chat pointed out, 3 tanks into a Trundle. I don't know why they didn't ban the Trundle and make him play something else. That the pace that Trundle is playing at and what he's doing for this team is huge. Just getting all the objectives, always being at the right spot, and forcing TG just onto their back foot all game, just like in game 1. Is we're going to get a reset from the bot as Trundle's already taking the grubs. Maokai not trying to get vision, not trying to control these grubs, and can't really do much anyways because Gnar is just continuously beating up on Cassante.
Yeah, Gnar is just molly-whopping Cassante, is still holding that 2-level advantage. Cassante trying to look to do some things, going to get the damage, going to go all out, doesn't do the double W, so Ducks is done with the damage, getting the consistency. He's going to go Mega, gets the extra HP, the Bolt walk, more than enough. Gnar back into the rest of the waiting arms, but Ducks finished off the kill there. Talia's back in top lane with the Weaver's Wall. Eyes are set on these grubs, like you mentioned. Another early game objective going in favor entirely for Amethyst.
Yeah, at this point, Cassante's just gotta know that he's not gonna get help, know that he's gonna be out there on an island by himself, and just try to just sort of slow this Gnar down any way he can. But he keeps fighting him, even though he's 2 levels behind. That's when you're tilted, I guess. Just gotta hope that maybe Beeson on this Mel can keep doing what she's doing, because he is winning the 1v1 against Talia this time. So we'll see as he goes back in again. Oh.
Lucifer's just gotta find a way to calm down, stop losing HP like this, except that you're not gonna go Ducks. He's trying to go Mega under the tower. Lucifer half HP. And Ducks is once again stacking this wave. Gonna go Mega a little early, so they just have to reset. Can't look for the dive quite yet, but he's gonna find the rock, and Lucifer is too close to the wall, has to flash away. There's no Gnar ult either, but still has to get away. And now eyes more looking towards this dragon. Here's 130. Lucifer getting stunned up once again. He's stuck there. Gonna try and drag him back to the tower. Doesn't have the all up. It has a lot of slows, but the tower shot not enough. Parade here. Getting caught out by Rubik's and Underportable. Can use the Nature's Grasp. Bigsby not gonna get caught out. Not gonna get spotted quite yet. Forces the flash from Parade. Himilakar uses the Enchanted Crystal Arrow on to Zealous, and Zealous dashes forward. One more auto, not enough. The barrier gonna be good, and Unreportable B picks up the kill under the tower, and the W used back at the top lane. Ducks not gonna get the next tower shot. Can't find the Q through the minions either. These top laners 1 HP, neither have flash. Gnar has the ultimate close to Mega 2, and that's a big HP gain as well. Has to respect this.
Yeah, Lucifer is. Oh no, this is bad. He's got to walk away and just get this tower up.
We've seen the games before, and the dive is setting up. He has the ultimate, doesn't have a jump, so he can't make it happen. But Lucifer just to reset. It's gonna go 4 plates. Beeson is top lane. Dux has the ultimate, gonna get spotted out, gonna get rooted up, locked down, and the ult more than enough, and a shutdown for B. The monster in the top lane has been stopped, but only momentarily. Once he respawns, he's going to have a lot of extra AD here. And Unreportable back in mid lane here. They're keeping up this fight. Touching grass, not ready to bow out just yet.
Yeah, a little bit too much of an ego play from the Gnar. He did a really good job last time of getting pushed under the tower and making sure that he didn't take any tower shots. Really good play by Cassante, but then he just stays way too long in that lane, enough for Beeson to walk from mid lane. As Trundle's coming in here. It looks like they're going to be fighting again before this dragon comes out. It's what they're going to want to do here, so...
Fight before in a better position, and Parade, though, it's just locked down. Rubik's finally burns the ult from Braum there, and that's Nautilus locking up 2 people. Unreportable can't do anything. He's too squishy. Rubik's is the target. It's a 2-man focus there, and they found Root Cubics, but Unreportable made their way to there. Son of Zeus, 1 HP. Hamilcar does have the ultimate, but I don't think they should go for a snipe, and it's just the end. Another dragon for Amethyst.
Yeah, they're gonna stop.
Oh, we just pitched a solo kill top lane. You know what? It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it anymore. It's a 38 farm Cassante now back into this. Beeson's gonna get locked down by Parade. Doesn't have the ultimate. Enchanted Crystal Arrow locks down Zealous. There's no vision, and Beeson's getting ran down. Just makes their way out of the play. It's just Dragon. It's top tier 1 as well for Ducks. It's everything on this map for Amethyst.
Yeah, if there was an added bonus for getting all 3 of the feats of warfare, that would be what they would be getting right now. But yeah, first turret, first 3 objectives, all the kills going over to the side of LFA. This is literally the worst nightmare for TG. They don't even have as high of a scaling team as Lucifer. Just caught out again. Gonna hopefully to get away. Okay,
he's going to try and use all out to get out. Dux has Trinity Force, so there's a lot of damage coming out of this Gnar. And Unreportable's on the backside of the fight. Gnar is going to go Mega, though. You can't fight there. And he's also spotted out, as when you lose vision, you kind of understand, there's someone probably there using a scanner. So has to get out.
Right, and this is the way that Cassante needs to play. He needs to be sitting under his turret, let the waves come to him. He's going to lose. They're going to lose objectives, but there's nothing else that he can do against this Gnar right now. So hopefully they can slow this Gnar down somehow, maybe get another beast in. He's not very tanky on the Gnar, so Mel getting fed and staying ahead may be enough, potentially. But you also have Yunara on the bot side. It's going to be huge right here.
Yeah, she's going to be really strong. They're just farming untouched. They don't even care that Cubics is fighting those Zealous. Is going to start up the fight. He's getting locked down, and that's another shot to Parade. Beeson here is back in the bot lane. Going to find the root. Not quite onto Parade. He's just going to get slow Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Going to go wide. Zealous is kiting, using the line AoE. I don't quite know what that ability's called, but Zealous has a lot of damage, keeping the fear of God in the eyes of touching grass. They found Unreportable B. The Weaver's Wall locks out the rest of them back to top lane. Lucifer is getting caught out by Bigsby. Into bot lane, though. Parade isn't going to take any damage. Dux is low. Lucifer going to fall under the tower. It's another death into top lane. Dux dives the tower, gets quite low, shoved, not enough to find, but Rubik's walks through the rocks. He's gonna die. Hamilcar, the next one to fall. Son of Zeus, 1 shot, can't kill Beeson. Beeson can't return it in favor. It's a 3-for-1 for Amethyst.
3-for-1, and yeah, part of that is Gnar solo killing Cassante again next to his under his turret. He's just a monster. I don't know how they're going to be able to deal with this guy, but very clean play, locking them up against the wall, and then just having Talia's E just sit there. They're on top of the rocks, just waiting for them to blow them up. Really well done by LFA again. they're in complete control of not just this game, but this entire series right now.
They're just in such a good spot. 4,000 gold at 14 minutes into the game. Most of that advantage, of course, is on that top side. You can see the 2-1 and 2 on the Talia, 2-0 on the Trundle, 5-1 on the Snar. They're the big problems, but they're more than enough. They've spread that wealth across the map that they've generated on their own. And Beeson is going to get caught out by Ducks, but they're even levels, but you don't have a lot to block here as Mel. He's just going to get ran down, uses the invul to stay alive for just like an extra second, but it's not enough. Ducks under the tower found Beeson.
Yeah, they don't have enough vision on that side to see where the Gnar is, and that just sort of Lucifer does flash away, but yeah, they just don't even have anything to deal with this Gnar at all. This is very, very well done. This is like a clinic on this top side of what to do. They're going to try to force a play here. We'll see.
He's getting rooted up, but Underportable has no damage. The arrow is going to go wide from Ash. It was so close. Cubix doesn't have the damage, and he just has to run away from Gnar. Duck's going to get exhausted. They're trying to keep this fight going for a little longer. Going to get locked down by the Glacial Fissure. Beeson picks up the kill. Shutdown found, and Trundle has to abandon the play top lane. Now, Lucifer is sitting mid lane, protecting Hamilcar from Zealous, but Zealous is just a monster on the Inara. Yes, it's only one item, but she's got so much damage and is so strong with how strong her teammates are that it's just hard to deal with. Bigsby on the backside of this fight. The Herald's going to take down the tower. There's nowhere for you to go. Paler's going to lock down Lucifer. Lucifer, next target to die one more time. He's 0-7 on the Kazante. Hamilcar flashed under the tower, locked down, rooted up, and gone. Not quite. There's not enough damage. He's kiting. Trundle can't catch him out. Zealous found the line AoE. He's going to fall. It's a 1-for-1 to the tower, 2-for-2 on the map. Touching grass kind of go even, but Dragon is up in 30 seconds, and the respawn timer is not really in favor for them either.
No, and this is, when you're ahead, you can just pull out your money and smack them with it, and that's exactly what LFA are doing right now. They don't even care that Trundle was taking 6 shots and Nautilus almost dies. They're so far ahead that they can just make bad decision plays, and they just work because you're so far ahead. So that working in their favor right now. TG can get some forward wards here, but if Gnar joins the fight, do you even contest this?
No. You look to try and lock down some sort of objective on the map. As you can see, straight zeros in the top lane. Son of Zeus going to get rooted up. He can't follow the Weaver's wall, and that's a shutdown that's going to go over to Beeson with the execute there. And it's 4v5. Gnar is mega, trying to find Underportable B. The hook's going to get blocked down. Dredgeline not going to be found. And that's a lockdown Underportable. Lots of it has been used on the Maokai, but there's no roam for the rest of Touching Grass. Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to go wide. Root's going to get found on a Parade. He's quite low. Finally has the ultimate. You can't block that, though, Beeson. Dredgeline picks up Cubix. And Parade, lockdown, getting walked down, but not enough. He's just 1 HP. Bigsby starting off the Dragon there on the side of on the screen. Rubix gets away. Touching Grass go 1-for-1 positive on the gold, but Dragon soul point claimed by Amethyst.
That was a very good disengage from Touching Grass after making a bad play in the beginning. As we do see, Zealous might get caught out by Beeson here, but Nautilus does get away, and yeah, you said it right. You can't block the dredge line, and he does end up not taking any damage from it, but as we see, Lucifer is getting chased down by Gnar again. Yeah.
He's slowed up. There's rocks for days from Ducks, but he's not going to be able to. He does find the ultimate last second, but Lucifer can try and turn it on its head. Doesn't have the all-out range quite yet. Rubix is here, ready to go for this play. All-out double W is enough, and he found the kill into the tower. It's no shutdown, but it's one on the board here for Lucifer.
Yeah, that's huge misplay on the Gnar. Even if Braum doesn't show up there, I don't think he gets that kill. That was actually pretty well played by Lucifer. Once the Mega Gnar was gone, he should have just backed off, did his damage, shut the wave, and then get out of there. But, mistakes are made, and that's why these games can always turn around. As we see now, they're turning onto the Trundle, but Nautilus coming from the backside.
Getting ran down. Yeah, Parade's on the backside. Bigsby's going to burn away the ultimate, and that starts off the Nature's Grasp here on Underportable. It's going to get blocked down. 2 rooted up. It's Zealous and Bigsby caught out, locked down. You can't get away from the Freljord comp here. Locked down one more time. It's a shutdown for Braum, but 2-for-0 here for Touching Grass.
Yeah, what a great play for them to just realize that Trundle was overstepping, getting a little bit too confident, and then just taking advantage of it. And Nautilus coming from the backside didn't really offer much, and they're able to, as you said, with the Braum and the Ash, you can chase down anybody.
it's so hard to get away. We kind of see glimpses of what the idea was there, and that's a hook. Beeson not quite expecting for that to work, and that's a Nautilus assault there. Brahms Glacial Fissure locks him down. Mellout does a lot of damage. Ducks gets the pull, but he's 1 HP. Hamilcar finish it off. There's no shutdown. Son of Zeus gets away from unreportable B. One more Nautilus hook into his own death. He's baited his team, but the shove is enough. B-Sin locks the rocks away. That's a double kill for Talia. She falls in favor. Bigsby trying to find the pillar, can't make it through. Touching grass, barely make it out of that play.
Yeah, so now we're starting to see the other side of it. When you are too aggressive, that last probably 2 Nautilus hooks shouldn't have come out. They got what they wanted. They should have stepped away, but the overzealous nature of LFA that worked so well for them in the beginning is now working against them, as Yunar is going to chase down this Cassante. And
Lucifer.
Yeah, Trundle's here.
You got to kill 2, you're worth gold. It's the teleport from Beeson, gets Bigsby away, but you burned the Mel TP. You wanted her top lane. Now you got to back Lucifer and try and get them top lane, but you can't do that, not on this timer. So it's setups around Otacon, and Lucifer doesn't have all out, has to try and get some HP back before the fight starts.
Right, but they are extremely fortunate too that the Gnar does not have TP, so he can't go top either if they want to get this Otacon. So we'll see if this huge CC engage that's on the side of TG can work in their favor again, as they can just lock everybody down. Just need a good Ash ult.
Crystal Arrow's been found on a Bigsby. He's going to try and get some tank from the ultimate. Parade's eating up the Maokai beautifully, but there's too much damage onto them. Now it's Dux' turn. The Gnar has so much damage. He's buying so much time for Zealous. It's a double kill for Mel, but she is still alive. Unreportable B, the one to fall. 2-3 for 0. Touching grass. Don't have the HP to start Otacon, but they win the fight.
Yeah, what a great play. They just sat there and they waited patiently, and finally a good Ash Arrow, and we see how strong that can be when it's landed the way it needs to be. Hamilcar, really good Ash Arrow there to just sort of lock everyone down and do what they needed to do. As Beeson is pressuring this mid, but Hamilcar not really.
Hamilcar is going to take a little bit of damage from Otacon. It's more just scary because you're going to lose the resistances. I guess he's just going to reset anyway. Regardless, another fight win. 2,000 gold behind. It's not the end of the world, and their scaling starting to pick up. It's just they still lack like a definitive frontliner, and I think we're in for a while if we're waiting for that.
Yeah, I mean, the Braum does his job really well. He was right in the middle of that last fight. Just as soon as the Ash ult landed, they pull the trigger, they go. That's what they need to do. Locking everybody else up, and then LFA sort of kind of messing themselves up by all standing together, allowing themselves to get multi-eat from the Mel. Yep.
Lucifer, you gotta respect that. Hey, Gnar's not here for a while. He's trying to turn the fight on its head, but Mega Gnar is gonna come through, and that just spells danger for the Cassante. He can't dodge the stun, can't dodge the rock. He's gonna get locked into the wall, and Otacon's getting started up. Mega Gnar doesn't have ult, has the TP, but doesn't have the HP bars for this, so Otacon is going to get started. It's starting 12,000 HP, and Enchanted Crystal Arrow used a little early, and that's bringing Gnar back bot lane, and that was a Trundle there for just a second, but he's just gone. Beeson's gone like Unreportable, going to get locked down. He's got no HP to work with. It's double AP Maokai. They're having to cut away on this Baron. Unreportable under 30% HP. Yes, Parade has the go-ahead for the hook. It's a 4v4. Ducks trying to stack up the passive on the Gnar. Unreportable has no resistances, has to run away. Can't get the sustain from Maokai. Parade's going to burn the ultimate. B is the one that's going to get locked down. Burns Braum, has to try and eat something, and Mal ult just for some free damage. HP bars are low. Lucifer's respawned on this fight. Dux almost has the ultimate recharge. He's got enough rage, and it's ready to go. Otacon resets for the 3rd time. Zealous has to reset. Dux has to reset. Son of Zeus has to reset. Eyes are on the dragon now. A much easier objective to take. Don't need HP for this, but Parade has sniffed it out. Dux has sniffed it out. Looking for the fight. Lucifer doing their best to peel and start this. It's a dragon in favor of touching grass. They somehow weasel their way out of this.
Yeah, and one thing that cannot be understated there is the spacing on the side of TG in that fight. Ash and the Beast and the Mel sitting on opposite corners of that fight and being on the outside and untouchable from everybody there as the Otacon is getting started up again.
It's getting started.
They see a long Ash arrow coming through again here.
Yeah, you may see it coming through, but Lucifer's going to start this off a little too soon. There's no follow-up. They're just watching their friend Int, and he's gone. Son of Zeus finds the kill. 4,000 lifts. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. It's onto Parade. He's going to block it up. Onto Portable. Doing heroics once again. He stole it, but they can't quite get away. Bigsby's going to flash forward. Double kill for B-Sin. Zealous going to miss it. It's a 3 for 2, and they got the Baron. Holy touch of grass under Portable. Keeping the game alive.
Yeah, that was a huge steal. That is worth so much gold, just in terms of the stats that it's going to give you. Kind of a misplay on the side of LFA. It looks like they got a little bit too hyped from the first game, and they're playing this one a little bit more sloppy. Just now, it's just untapped aggression instead of focused aggression that they had in the first one. Is now they're sort of letting them back in, and TG is going to slowly start to get. There's going to slowly start to get their their confidence in their plays and what they're doing. And if they keep fighting in these corridors where the Ash Hour is almost guaranteed to hit, where the Mel can hit 2 or 3 different people, they are going to keep winning these fights.
Keep winning the fights. They just have to. The big thing I saw there, an issue, was just Lucifer going in on their own. There was no one following. B-Sin far away. Hamilcar far away. I just don't quite understand why they went for Weaver's Wall onto B-Sin. Isn't going to try and block it up, trying to stand their ground, going to get ulted into the wall and bursted. He's going to stay alive for a little bit longer. Can't quite get the ult off, but he lived for long enough. That's a lot of damage. Lucifer now draws the ire of the carries here from Amethyst, and he's just gone all out to keep himself alive for just like another half second. Hamilcar's on the wrong side of this fight, and that's Underportable just gone. And touching grass. What are you doing, man?
Yeah. Way to throw the one lead that you had. Everything started looking up, and then you just sort of lose focus on what you were trying to do, which was to team fight and to stay together. And then, as we see,
it's an Ash Arrow on Dux. I wish he took damage, though. He doesn't even have steel caps. That's just Mosquito Ash doing Mosquito Ash things. And Baron startup. There's no way to steal this. You can get this objective, Amethyst, right? He's not going to smite because he doesn't have smite. That genuinely could have been stolen by Braum. That's crazy.
Well, you're not thinking about that anyways when it's just
Yeah.
Ash and Braum. They have vision on them. They're, not the most dangerous thing you've ever done. Unfortunately, there's no jinx on the side of TG to ult in there and steal it. But, hopefully now TG should realize that they need to just sort of chill out and go back to what was working for them, which is setting up a 4v4, 5v5, locking people down, and then just following up with good, strong spacing and allowing your damage dealers from the outside to do what they do best, which is hit from afar and not get caught out and focused on.
Speaking of caught out,
Yep.
it's Lucifer again, picked off by the Dredge Line. He's going to unstoppable his way through everything, and that burns the Nature's Grasp a little too early in the fight. Underportable is getting chased down by Maokai. He's going to hop over the wall onto Zealous. Now Parade went a little too far forward. He's under the tower. Underportable, the first target, trying to fall, but they can't quite get him. Hamilcar has to flash away from Bigsby. Parade gets the ultimate off. It's not enough to kill anyone. The tower is going to fall. That's a Chain of Crystal Arrow onto Son of Zeus, and there's so much damage coming from the carries from touching grass. Braum bought so much time. Mel ult from the heavens cuts down. A shutdown onto Hamilcar. It's 3 for 1. A tower, though. Gnar in the top lane. He's kind of a problem.
Yeah, and that's the problem, too, is that they barely win that fight. It was a 4v5. Lucifer going in. I think he
Find the kill,
might get this.
please. No!
Nope.
Lucifer,
Actually,
he's stuck
he's
in the
gonna-
tower. One more shot is needed. He doesn't quite get it. Parade barely lives, but well done.
Yeah, and Parade actually almost sealed his own death warrant there too, by dredging that. If he would have just auto attacked him and then walked away, he still could have gotten out and killed the Nautilus. But good play nonetheless for TG. They do get a little bit on the backside, but they do have an open inhibitor, and they have a Gnar sitting there waiting for somebody to show.
Got the Gnar. He's busted open the base. It's Inhib still up. 14 seconds left on the Dragon. Underportable and Hamilcar have control over the space, but not for long. Parade's showing up, getting the wards down, got the Scryers. He's got friends. He's got backup. You can see how far away these soul laners are from touching grass. They have to stay careful. They can't get caught out.
And they kind of are. They're getting pincered right now, and a good Talia ult right here can secure at least 1 kill, if not 2. They're going to start up the Dragon, and they're going to try to 50-50 it, potentially. But B-Sin coming down, Lucifer coming down. We'll see what ends up happening here. Looks like he's just going to go in, but going to get disengaged from pretty quickly. As
Yeah,
the
he's-
fight is now starting out without Trundle.
or Nar stacked up the bar quite well. He's on the flank of this fight. Unreportables engage. Look at the Nar. Watch the Nar ult, and there's so much damage coming out onto the Touching Grass backline, and they're so low. They're doing a lot of damage, but Zealous is here. Nar is here. It's into the wall. It's the little fellas, but they're not so little anymore. And B-Sin flashes away. Dux can't have that. He wants his Quadra. Trying to chase down B-Sin. He's got one more rock. The slow has landed,
and he
and the
will.
death warrant's been signed, and it's one more found. Ducks on me, putting on a clinic.
Yeah, they're just so far behind when LFA finally starts playing these fights right, and you see it. Actually having their front line be in the front and not allow Touching Grass to get to their back line with their damage, and just a little sloppy on the side of TG there to allow that to happen. Just too spread out, and LFA is doing the same thing that they did the first game, where they just used top as just a catalyst to open up everything on the map. And I don't know if there's any much more that TG can do now, because the side of LFA is getting pretty tanky on the Trundle, on the Gnar, obviously, and then just more and more items for safety coming out on the side of LFA.
Yeah, LFA are just absolutely demolishing this game. I like what they did there to play it safe. Don't try and risk it for the end. Because they've got all the gold they need. They're 9,000 in advantage. They're taking everything in the jungle. This does mean this puts Bigsby in a weird spot where they could get picked off. It's 4 members in the mid lane. Rubix is the first to find Bigsby, but they can't get away. It's the troll zone. He's too fast in there. And Baron up in 130. It's the next objective. It's what you're looking for LFA to try and end this game, or just some random pick. Most likely, if we take a look at that scoreboard, it's on to Lucifer.
Yeah, he had a rough go this series, but I think there's a lot to learn from this one. That potentially, on the engages that you're taking, the way that he's laning is a little bit too aggressive when he's coming from behind against champions that are stronger than him. Might get cold. Maokai almost caught out.
Breathe a
and
sigh
also
of relief.
Yeah, the double AP from the Maokai. I don't know if I would have went that in this. You have damage from the Mel and the Ashe. Maybe something a little more tanky would have been good. I understand they always building entries, but
So-
the double AP is not really working out for him.
Bloodletters isn't terrible. You go this specifically into Trundle. You're trying to avoid giving him another target, but now you're not a frontline until 3-4 items, which really sucks. And I love this death bush. They're so fun because you can see here. Look at the ward on the vision. 3 spotted Hamilcar. It's at the edge there. Maybe doesn't understand that something's going on, but the spidey senses are tinkling, and Zealous is going to be the one to answer into the wave first.
Yeah, they
Found.
they did the smart thing there at least. Oof.
Ducks can't quite one-shot Lucifer, but is still going to go, and there's the death bush. It's been sprung. The trap is through. The shove into the rockets. The arrow locks Bigsby down, but not for long. That's Rubix. He's the tank from TG, and he's gone. Mel ult just for poke. That's Zealous on the side of this fight. Unreportable, taken quite low from the Yanara ultimate, or whatever part of that thing was. I don't quite know. Parade's going to find a beautiful flash dredge line. It's thrown to B-Sin. Hamilcar turns it onto his head. And Unreportable a little too far forward. Zealous, one more auto, finishes it off. All Ducks finish off Mel. Touching Grass are going to have to go do some of that to console and figure out what happened. Little fella's Amethyst taking the series 2-0 against my better judgment.
Yeah, that was a very, very well played on them. Just controlling the tempo, that's all they did in the beginning of the game. Obviously Ducks on me, just destroying Lucifer up in the top lane both games, and then just using that to just keep the tempo up and get all the objectives that you want, and make sure that even in the first game when they had scaling on the side of Touching Grass, they just weren't able to get to it. And this game goes a little bit longer, but still the same result. I thought they showed a lot better team fighting in this one for most of those, but then once LFA adjusted, it was just kind of game over. They were just too far ahead for Touching Grass to really do anything.
They're just too far. It's the Gnar, man. 18,000 gold finished off. Double what Maokai and Kazante have there. You kind of think to see what would happen if that wasn't the case. But in fact, it sadly was the case for Touching Grass fans here. and that just puts Amethyst in such a good spot for the games. And if they can keep this up, especially throughout the season, they're a hard team to stop. How do you deal with just a fed top laner every game? And you really can't, especially when you're picking frontline into it. Regardless, it was well played throughout the series. They were clean on macro, they were clean on their fights, they were clean on their rotations, and they deserve all the credit.
Yeah, they do. That was, like I said before, clinic on the top lane. Some adjustment from Lucifer on when he's going in and what fights he's taking would be huge. And then maybe just practicing against ranged top laners would be good for him. And then on the rest of the side too, I like that they went to the Ashbrom on the bot instead of the Melio Senna, not waiting for the forever stacking on center or relying on that and then going more damage. Mel obviously did a ton of damage compared to what Bsin did on the Ari. I think that they changed just enough, maybe the Maokai for an Amumu or a Sejuani or something, so you have a real front line, two super tanks, and then letting everybody else kind of do their damage and let Bsin do Bsin, let Hamilcar do his stuff on the Ash and stuff. But really, really well played. That was a pleasure to watch LFA just sort of dismantle him like bit by bit this entire series.
Was in fact a pleasure to watch here, and that means we gotta wrap up the series. Thank you all for spending your night with us. Shout out to Loki Bear for producing this lovely series for us. Shout out to
Very
both the
good
teams
job.
for participating in this competition. We've got more weekend watch matches coming through here, and actually, Merc, you joined the call. Do you want to say anything while you're here? Silence. Our stoic leader.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Make sure follow us everywhere. You can see the links down there in the Twitch description. Make sure to follow the Twitch, of course. And I've been Halfling, joined by Fel, produced by Loki Bear, hosted by Merc Academy. Thank you all for being here. Have a lovely night.